India is opening the door to sugar imports for the first time in nearly a decade. And the government has authorized the duty-free import of 10 lakh tons of raw sugar under a tariff rate quota or the TRQ, valid until 31st of October this year. But why does India, one of the world's largest sugar producers, need to import sugar? And is the country's E20 ethanol blending program partly responsible? Hey, hi everyone, welcome to Sudarshan World, and I'm Shweta Dikshit. Let's break it down. So what has the government done? On Thursday, the Government of India authorized duty-free imports of 1 million metric tons of raw sugar. The move was announced through a joint notification by the Directorate General of Foreign Trade and Customs. Notification issued by the Ministry of Finance. The objective is straightforward: increase domestic availability and build adequate stocks ahead of the festive season and the next sugarcane crushing season. The last time India turned to imports on this scale was during the 2016-17 sugar season. But by the sudden need for imports, the immediate concern is a sharp rise in domestic sugar prices. In major trading hubs such as Kolhapur in Maharashtra, wholesale ex-meal raw sugar prices have reportedly climbed from around rupees 4,100 per quintal earlier in the season to between rupees 5,400 and 6,400, of course. Government has attributed the pressure to factors including panic buying, speculative holding, and falling closing stocks. The timing is important. India is heading into a major festive period, understand this, with demand rising around Raksha Bandhan, Ganesh Chaturthi, Dussehra and Diwali. And at the same time, the next crushing season is expected to begin in the late October. But the stock is the problem. How is the problem it is that? So how much sugar does India actually need? India generally seeks to maintain a carryover stock of around 60 lakh tons, roughly 3 months of domestic consumption. But estimates suggested that stocks by September 30th could fall to only 35 to 40 lakh tons. That leaves a much thinner cushion than the government would normally prefer. The import quota is therefore intended to replenish the supplies and prevent a shortage from pushing prices even higher. And now is the E20 part of the story comes in the picture. This brings us to the bigger question. Is India's E20 ethanol policy contributing to the sugar shortage? India achieved its 10% ethanol blending target ahead of schedule in 2022. The government then accelerated the rollout of 20% ethanol blended petrol or E20 from April 1st, 2026, that is this year. Now the E20 became mandatory at retail outlets across the country. To produce ethanol, sugar mills can divert sugarcane juice, sugar syrup and B-heavy molasses away from sugar production. And that has an impact on the amount of sugar ultimately available for food consumption. But how much sugar was diverted? In 2025-26 season, around 30 lakh tons of sugar equivalent was reportedly diverted towards ethanol production. That is roughly 10% of India's potential sugar output. Now consider the numbers. India consumes approximately 280 to 285 lakh tons of sugar annually. Add export commitments of around 8 lakh tons, while sugar production has also been affected by factors such as adverse weather and crop diseases. The result, projected closing stocks fell to around 35 to 40 lakh tons, below the preferred 60 lakh ton buffer. Now comes the E20 debate. Critics argue that the diversion of sugar towards ethanol has created additional pressure on food supplies. The argument is simple. If around 30 lakh tons of sugar equivalent had instead entered the food market, stocks could have remained comfortably above the required buffer level, isn't it? In that scenario, India may not have needed to import sugar at all. But there is another side to the debate. The government and the ethanol industry argue that the E20 program has helped reduce the crude oil imports, save foreign exchange and improve the financial position of sugar mills. It has also helped mills pay cane dues to farmers more promptly. So India is facing a policy balancing act, I should say. Should sugar cane be used to produce food or fuel? Is ethanol the only reason? Not necessarily. The government has maintained the ethanol diversion that is not solely responsible for the recent rise in sugar prices. With related crop losses, diseases, market behavior, panic buying and speculative stock holding have also contributed to the situation. The August 20 import decision has been described as a precautionary intervention to ensure adequate supplies and prevent excessive price escalation. And there is also a shift underway in ethanol production to reduce pressure on sugar supplies. The government and industry have increasingly looked towards maize and other surplus grains as ethanol feedstocks. Now, the bigger picture. India's sugar import decision highlights a growing challenge for the country. The government is simultaneously trying to achieve energy security through ethanol, support sugarcane farmers and sugar mills, and ensure food security and stable sugar prices for the consumers. So that's all on our end.